trying to ask loaded questions on things that I've already answered, and you are doing so in such a gay tone of voice.
I'm calling out Satan. Roxy, you fucking whore.
Advice be to be like a crazy bitch in her 30s who's on methadone and totally just whacked out?
My advice, and I've said it many times, I will say it again because it applies even more here. My advice is full insemination.
Aruba, Jamaica, ooh, I wanna take you.
Ooh, it feels so cold in here. I just need to get away.
There's a place called Kokomo. That's where
You guys like my Florida tan? I got away from it all, and I came right back for more. Tropical drink in your hand. We are going together, rhythm of a steel drum band. This is for you, chat. Bermuda, Bahama, we'll get there fast and then we'll take it slow. That's where we wanna go.
Martinique, that Montserrat mystique. Out to sea, the perfect dark chemistry. My will defy a little bit of gravity. Afternoon delight, cocktails and give me a tropical contact.
Get your tropical drinks ready, people, because we're going to have a really wild, jam-packed Sunday. We missed you. Get there fast and then we'll take it slow. That's where I want to go.
I want to catch a glimpse.
Can I just have one dance, please? We'll get there fast and then we'll take it slow. That's where I wanna go. All right. Woo! How's everyone feeling tonight? That's the sounds of summer from the Beach Boys. I get around as well, and I ain't talking fucking. We're so back. Hello, everyone. Welcome to season 2, episode 23, which is actually my family's lucky number. That's our iconic phone number. Hi. Yes. Thank you to Gamer of the Damned. He hosted an amazing pre-show. We've got a great show for you guys tonight. I did actually make and yes, that was me that texted you because like you're in such a low point that like maybe Lolcow Live would be good for you. Plus they might get like, I don't know. You would at least get a little clout from it, but you'd have to pretend not to know like me or Grace probably. So hi. Gamer and King argued whether or not satellites are real. Did we find out the conclusion? So, welcome everyone. We had birthdays, we had court dates, and for those who didn't know, I had a court date with Grace over the incident in November, and they keep dicking around the victim's advocate and the prosecutor and the judge and like not showing up and not being clear about things. The charges are annulled, expunged, gone. Okay? So I'm not even worried about that. The worst case scenario was always community service. This isn't an assault charge. It was breach of peace for a 30-second cat fight at a restaurant that actually still wants to hire me. I found out. Some of you saw the stream. I stopped in there just to say, what's it? They tried to destroy me and they failed. That they did. We've got Elijah Schaefer. He is back. He's speaking his mind. And it's crazy. It is really crazy. And because of him and others, I want to be woke again. I want to be whatever this bitch is. Because she killed it. Yeah, she's cute. The wacky hair. Oh, poisonous frog. We get it. She killed it. She's hot. She's full of life. Speaking of full of life, I made a little Valentine's Day card for all my favorite celebrities. And speaking of celebrities, Celebrity of the Week is going to be going to Kevin Sprague today because he's been incredibly, incredibly generous in donations and supporting the channel. Always there in chat, being hyped. So I super appreciate that. We've got King in the chat, star panelist, who loves to think that I'm mad at him when I'm just busting balls, dude. I'm just being goofy. Still catching my breath. I got a late start to the day. My sleep's been a little messed up, but I did, by the grace of God, get a lovely night of sleep last night. And I woke up around noon, made the link and whatever, got some things lined up, and I made, actually, a very special boy has a birthday. That was just yesterday. He turned the same age as me because they always be copying. So happy birthday to Jeremy. I actually made you a video. So we can just dive right into that. Also, here's some pictures of me from Florida. Look at the palm trees. Look at the brother, the sibling, the The one family member who's comfortable being on camera at any point. Shout out Kevin. Shout out dead iguanas. I don't think it's hibernating, dog. It's been eaten out with bugs. When I was walking around Florida, there was dead fucking iguana corpses everywhere. It looked like when they have human decomposition, like bodies, and they like study it for science. So they'll have like one body that's like 2 months like dead, and then another that's like 3 months dead. They were everywhere. I'm pretty sure I posted a video about it to Celebrity Clips. This is me at court. That was my court visual. I was doing kind of like a leather mommy moment. Hoop earrings, glasses. And we also, I wasn't the only one spreading their wings. We got King in Vegas at the same damn time. Hanging out with Stephen David, chat regular. Spicy chatter. Banned half the time, muted half the time, but I feel that we are all turning a corner, truly. Oh, yeah, I forgot to change my background. See, I feel that I have made some progress in my peacemaking efforts. Me and Deadman, we're on better terms because I struggle to stay mad, and you know, I do enjoy his channel. A lot of my chatters enjoy his channel. He's a good content creator, you know, and he puts in the work. So you can't help but respect the grind, you know. So it's hard to stay mad at a bitch that's on that shit. But yeah, happy birthday, Jeremy. So, I even tried to make peace with Armani. That was in Deadman's chat. Many of you saw it. And his response was to say that he's going to make it his mission this year to ruin me. So I'm frightened. He is going to destroy me in my career. He's going to make sure I never work in this town again. And it's unfortunate because we're in our peaceful era. Jeremy's not pepper spraying himself anymore. He's reading the Bible, you know, and we support the positivity. I'm in my wine aunt arc. It feels natural. It feels like it's right for me. Bud Light is so whatever. Last year, I busted my A-log cherry and peanut head. Tyler, you use too many nicknames. As we all know, I've been making very intense friendship efforts, outreach efforts, and Tyler has been actually quite helpful with that, you know, and connecting me to some people I might be interested in collaborating with. So stay tuned. We are working on it. But Tyler has a habit of calling everyone random nicknames that only he knows who he's talking about. So it makes it like some of his comments hard to follow, I must say. Oh yeah, this is one of the dresses I got. Oh shit, I didn't upload my new graphic for Celebrity Style. Wanted to do a little short fashion segment, but I did buy basically a whole new wardrobe. I got this dress that you all just saw in the interview for $5 buckaroonies. And then I got another little like bright pink baby doll dress and like 8 other clothing items. So feeling fresh, and I did my laundry and cleaned yesterday. So, I also hit up some panels yesterday. Sorry, I just accidentally kicked myself off the stage. I guess the thrust of Stephen David's whatever into King's whatever thrusted into my whatever, and I was just literally thrown out. Where's my video? I just played it, dog. Did you miss it? I literally played it. Mersh is AKA Slope Shoulder. Dude, stop with the nicknames. I don't know who you're talking about. I just don't. All right, let me get into my images I uploaded for the week. Look at our queen. And yeah, I know like everyone's like, whoa, she's passionate. It's honestly sad that people are so disconnected from, you know, someone who's actually living in their body and like really talented and living their moments and just being about that shit. And everybody's impressed, as they should be. And it's a hard thing to do, especially when you live in the Society of the Spectacle, which is a 1967 book by the French thinker Guy Debord. And basically, it's about how we went from being to having to simulating. And the way that people relate to each other is primarily through images. And we've become so disconnected from who we are at the core that it's sex. So I did want to watch a little video about that. Ah! Also, breaking news. I was on PWR. We had a great interview. I was also on Rose 777. Had a lovely time. Yeah. Kylie Rittenhouse, Miss Rittenhouse. The trans killer. Yeah. So he is a she. Biological female, you can see from the breast development. Female skeletal markers, oval female skull, small ears, slip jaw, female shoulder to hip ratio, female Q angle. So this is compelling to me, but do you know what else is compelling? Ho! Getting your dick sucked while you're streaming, okay? That's why you keep it from up here. You don't know what's going on over there. This motherfucker. Yeah, Legion, we are many, and they are all on Kick, okay? They're all on Kick. And this is the UK's #1 streamer. I forget his fucking name. Who cares? But he was banned for literally getting his dick sucked. Like, look, I have sexual activity. Look, I'm simulating something to create an image to mediate something as if I'm desirable and have connection. It all comes together, people. Also, Celebrity Pet of the Week from Doge, longtime supporter of the channel. And yeah, I snagged this pic. We got DSP in the background. Don't tell PWR. This happened in Florida as well. Quite an iconic stream with me, Wayne Lambright, and I thought my wife, Scarlett. But I just can't compete. I can't compete with the ralphamale. So my wife Scarlett is confused and is saying that she's dating this fella, also known as the ralphamale, the host of the infamous Kill stream. One of the first streams I ever went on to debate Jesse Lee Peterson many years ago. Scarlett, we all know, like, she's been the object of my affection, everything I'm about. I love you, bitch. And she is kind of like this to me. Someone who just is living it. Okay? They're not creating a simulacrum. I mean, they're actually living it, breathing it, feeling it. They're not having it. We're not having it anymore. Kill stream. Valentine's special. So I joined this from Boca Raton, where I was to visit my grandparents. Unless you live in D-Dog's mind, in which case you think I went there to suck every dick at the fucking Daytona 500 or whatever. Daytona 500 dicks in Ruby's pussy. Yeah. Gross. Did I upload his most recent insane? Yeah, Elijah's back, still playing the victim. Like, he's like, I'm gonna I'm going to get back at everyone who did this to me. And it's like, dude, you did this to yourself. Like, you did this to yourself. She's popping pills with Ethan Ralph. Well, that's sad because I was just looking up plane tickets to go copulate, you know, in Wisconsin, which I thought would be a fun IRL trip, either for me to fly out to Wisconsin or for Miss Wisconsin to fly out to me. What's up, Gift Crack? Can someone warn Mooncake about Justin because he's over there on her panel right now? Shut the fuck up. Dude. So another breaking news. So there's a panelist who goes by the name of Justin Retro, but spelled Urto TV. And he's someone who I just figured had like maybe some intellectual disabilities. So I let a lot of kind of odd behavior slide, but people have seen me snap at him a couple times, including when he he started just picking his fucking nose like crazy. And I was like, hey, can you cool it with the nose picking? I'm just like, I'm grossed out easily. I'm not about it. And then instead of like stopping, he fucking starts fisting his nostril, like full fucking insanity, to the point where I rage quit the whole stream. Mooncake ran off Discord and has just finished being in 1 week ban on YouTube by Imperious, and she's playing with fire by having Justin on there. Yes, Mooncake. Justin might just whip out his dick. Okay, that's what we're building up to. He did whip out his dick on another female streamers panel. So if you crank it, dudes, do better. Yeah, because even like you ruin it for the real gooders. True, because bitches get chased off. It just becomes not enough to be worth the trouble. You know, there's a lot of bizarre occupational hazards they don't tell you about when you start making content. Hi, Melanie. Chat is already stacked with celebrities. Justin goes ass to nose. Who else wants? Hey, Kevin. I don't know if you caught, but you are celebrity of the week, celebrity of the month. I don't know how it can be topped, but I'm incredibly grateful for the funding and support you've shown the channel. And I'm also really grateful that, unlike sick freaks like Damius, the sole funder of the Thorpe operation, Kevin Sprock will just send me $1,000. Doesn't ask for shit. Doesn't say, oh, you got to go mace yourself. Oh, you got to go get in a fight. Go crack your skull open for money. Justin is your dad. I don't know what that means, Sunny. And Sunny, you were rejected even by the incest cult. Things you don't make sense. So just, I think it's a time to reflect on who you are. What's up, Greek? Kill. I'm a local celebrity, thanks. Humble King is absolutely a celebrity. And he does make sure everyone knows that EFD 306, it's one of those important numbers. Like I was saying, my family's icon number, like the number that represents us, is 23. So that's the episode today. But I did want to watch our little beauty queen in action. And I also wanted to watch an informative little video about the title today, which is reference to Guy Debord's Society of the Spectacle, as I was saying earlier. And yeah, it feels more relevant than ever. More than ever, people relate via images and objects, and there isn't as much being. Even our social interactions become performative images for others to consume, to the point that it becomes a simulacrum of itself and has no actual representation to the underlying meaning that's supposed to be there during human connection.
Welcome to an exploration of Guy Debord's influential work, The Society of the Spectacle. Written in 1967, this book challenges us to rethink how modern society operates, especially in the age of mass media and constant images. Debord argues that our lives are increasingly shaped by representations, images, and appearances rather than direct experiences. In this video, we'll journey through his key ideas, starting with the concept of the spectacle itself, and see how it continues to shape our world today. Let's begin by understanding what Debord means by the spectacle and why it matters. Debord opens with a striking observation. In societies dominated by modern production, life appears as an immense accumulation of spectacles. What does this mean? Essentially, our direct experiences are replaced by representations, images, signs, and appearances. The real lived world recedes, and what we see is a constructed reality. This separation between reality and its representation is, for Debord, a defining feature of modern life. We are surrounded by images that claim to show us the world, but in fact, they distance us from genuine experience. This is the perfected separation that Debord describes. What exactly is the spectacle? Debord insists it's not just a collection of images or a visual overload from mass media. Instead, the spectacle is a social relationship between people, mediated.
I'm a curious junkie. I love how, wow. Like, chat is so, like, just in this weird, I don't know, anti-intellectual, like, retarded space where they're like, the junkie is pretending to be intellectual. Why? Because I'm watching a 3-minute infographic about, like, one of the most famous French books that's come out this century. I love how you guys think that's like the epitome of just like niche intellectualism that is impossible for the average person to comprehend.
By images. It's a worldview that has become materialized, a reality in itself. The spectacle shapes how we see, think, and interact, turning
I'm a
deceivers
dumb
into deceived.
bitch! I don't care.
It's not
Let
just
me
about
learn.
what we watch on screens.
Let me
It's
learn.
about how our entire society is organized around appearances and
True,
representations. Debord emphasizes that the spectacle is everywhere. It's not an add-on to society, but its very heart. News, propaganda, advertising, and entertainment all serve as models for how we live. The spectacle affirms the choices already made by those in power, justifying the existing system and monopolizing our attention outside of work. It's a constant presence, shaping our desires, beliefs, and even our sense of reality.
And I think this commentary is still very relevant because the way that people exist is by going to jobs that are incredibly disconnected and like hyper focused on one skill that's very repetitive, where they have no connection to the outcome and have like a set like hourly wage. That's already like alienating. And then you have, they go home, and the way that people want to unwind is to get as far away from their reality as possible. And I think that's interesting to unpack. And true. Like, it's sad. We're in a sad society.
Debord's most profound insights is that the spectacle unifies society by dividing it. The spectacle presents itself as the focal point of vision and consciousness, but in reality it creates a domain of delusion and false consciousness. The unity it offers is superficial, a language of universal separation. People are linked not by genuine relationships, but by their shared isolation, each relating to the spectacle rather than to each other. Spectacle is not just about what we see, but about how we relate to one another. Social relations are mediated by images, turning genuine human connections into representations.
Yep. And then you can become invested in your personal persona identity project, where you're carefully crafting an image, you know, for the internet that isn't always representative of the whole of a human. And that becomes alienating to the consumers of those images, who aren't understanding that behind that there is a very imperfect, flawed person who's struggling as much as anyone else.
This means that our interactions are increasingly filtered through screens, advertisements, and media narratives. The spectacle becomes the lens through which we view ourselves and others, shaping our identities and relationships. Debord argues that the spectacle is not just a visual phenomenon, but an objective reality. It's a worldview that has been materialized, shaping both the form and content of our lives. The spectacle justifies the existing system, making its values and goals seem natural and inevitable. It's a self-reinforcing cycle. The spectacle affirms the system, and the system produces more spectacle. Language of the spectacle consists of signs produced by the dominant system of production. These signs are not neutral. They are the end products of a system that shapes our perceptions and desires. The spectacle is both the result and the project of the current mode of production, reflecting and reinforcing the values of the ruling order.
Something interesting too, when I was younger, I was like, you know, getting into the punk scene and trying to form my identity. And I just remember very specifically trying to find images that would reflect something authentic about myself back to someone else, because I didn't know how to authentically relate, because everyone is completely alienated from their own existence, you know? So I would like take punk bands and cover myself in patches, but really those were like social cues for other people that I was like hoping they would see and then find a way to connect. But even on that level, it becomes more of a power struggle than connection, because people can be intellectually curious, but then it turns into like a competition there in itself.
In the world of the spectacle, reality and its representation are intertwined. The spectacle falsifies reality, but it is also a real
my
product of
God.
that reality.
King, you are the worst. You are the worst. You literally are up on every bitch's clitoris. Every fucking bitch. Every bitch. But when those bitches don't show you perfect loyalty, you go fucking bananas. Oh my God. Nobody cares. I don't know what that lore is. I don't care what that lore is. Shut the fuck up! Please, just like, sorry, that was reactive.
Lived experience is invaded by the spectacle, and over time, reality aligns itself with its representation. This reciprocal alienation is the essence of modern society, where the true becomes a moment of the false. Spectacle affirms appearances and identifies all social life with them. It's not just about what is shown, but about the identification of life itself with what appears. A critique that grasps the spectacle's essential character reveals it as a visible negation of life, a negation that is taken on a visible form. The spectacle is both the affirmation of appearances and their critique.
Thank you. You're such a G.
Spectacle presents itself as a vast, inaccessible reality that cannot be questioned. Its message is simple. What appears is good, and what is good appears. This passive acceptance is imposed by the spectacle's monopoly of appearances, leaving little room for genuine dialogue or dissent. The spectacle's power lies in its ability to appear unquestionable. Edward describes the spectacle as tautological. Its means and ends are identical. It is the sun that never sets over the empire of modern passivity, covering the globe and basking in its own glory. The spectacle's self-reinforcing nature makes it difficult to challenge, as it constantly reproduces itself and its logic. Modern society is not accidentally spectacular, it is fundamentally so. The spectacle is the visual reflection of the ruling economic order where development is everything and goals are nothing. The spectacle aims only at itself, constantly expanding and justifying its own existence.
And the spectacle is also a very convenient means to manipulate the masses, especially now more than ever, you know, with the influence of AI and AI bots and the fact that probably like at least half of the users you're seeing on social media aren't even real people. It makes it very easy to mass disseminate a viewpoint or an overarching like narrative. I don't know. I'm just riffing. I don't fucking know.
Spectacle is the leading production of present-day society. It embellishes objects, articulates the system's rationales, and creates an ever-increasing multitude of image objects. The spectacle is not just a byproduct of production, it is a central product, shaping how we see and interact with the world. The spectacle subjects human beings to itself because the economy has already subjugated them. It is both a reflection of the production of things and a distortion of the producers. The spectacle develops for its own sake, reinforcing the power of the economy over individuals.
I am the spectacle. I see that in myself too, in the way that like the things I do online, I'm enhancing my own spectacle. For why? Ruby, you're killing the show. Thank you. I do feel like I'm killing it. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want to see like a fucking dick getting chopped up in pieces? I don't fucking care.
Deborah traces a shift in society, from being to having to appearing. Human fulfillment is no longer about what one is, but what one possesses and now how one appears. Individual reality is shaped by social forces and allows to appear only if it is not actually real. The spectacle turns all reality into appearances. As the real world is transformed into images, those images become real beings motivating hypnotic behavior. The spectacle elevates sight above other senses, making the most abstract sense the most adaptable to modern society. The spectacle is not just images or sounds, it is whatever escapes people's activity.
What you want. Okay, so what you're like ranting and raving about, you want no context to try to understand, you know, the terrain that you exist in. You're not interested in that. You want to see the interview that I did several days ago again? What?
And eludes practical reconsideration. It is the opposite of dialogue. The spectacle inherits the weaknesses of Western philosophy, which tried to understand activity through vision. The spectacle...
Oh, man. I just... Sunny, I don't know what filter is going through on how you perceive reality, but it is wild. It is wild. Even the Thorpes were like, nah, that guy's out there. I'm just saying.
Doesn't realize philosophy, it philosophizes reality, reducing concrete life to speculation. Our lives become objects of contemplation rather than action. Edward sees the spectacle as a material reconstruction of religious illusion. Technology hasn't dispersed the mists of religion, it has brought them down to earth. Even mundane aspects of life become impenetrable as the spectacle embeds itself in daily existence. The spectacle is the technological version of humanity's internal separation. As long as necessity is socially dreamed, dreaming remains necessary. The spectacle is the bad dream of a modern society in chains expressing its wish for sleep. The spectacle is the guardian of that sleep, keeping society passive and uncritical. The root of the spectacle lies
You
in the
guys,
oldest
like,
social specialization, the specialization
this is like a 10-minute infographic video. Are people like really actually struggling like that? I'm not gonna quiz you on it. Like, if you're not following, you can go, like I said, look up a video of a dick getting sliced into pieces by an iguana. I don't fucking know, dude, but for the people who do have some functioning brain activity, this is interesting.
of power. The spectacle speaks for all other activities, acting as hierarchical society's ambassador to itself. Its most modern aspect is also its most archaic, reinforcing old patterns of domination. Spectacle is the ruling order's
Did I at some point say that that means I endorse every view that this person has ever endorsed on their own? And I get it's an anti-capitalist. It's an analysis of late capitalism. That's true, but we're not co-signing like Marxism right now. I don't know what that like answer is for the most ideal productive economic layout for humans. I have no fucking idea. I used to think I had an idea. I was an anarcho-communist, but I have no fucking idea. I am done. I dropped out of school. I'm just a curious bitch. Why is that so wrong? Just let me be young, skinny, rich, and a curious bitch. Like, what the fuck?
non-stop discourse about itself, a monologue of self-praise and self-portrait at the stage of total domination.
find you
Conceals the true character of social relations, making them appear as natural and inescapable. The spectacle is not inevitable.
my-
It is a form that chooses its own technological content and shapes society accordingly. Separation is the alpha and omega of the spectacle. Earlier, religion justified the order of society, offering imaginary compensation for real poverty. The modern spectacle, however, depicts what society could deliver but rigidly separates what is possible from what is permitted. It keeps people unconscious as they pass through changes, making its own rules and revealing itself as an autonomous power. General separation of worker and product eliminates direct communication.
It's just an interesting analysis of how we use images and these other kind of like false objects to relate to each other and focus more on that presentation than our actual being and existing and connecting. Like, but I'm not making any grand statements about anything else about Marxism, but yes, he was a Marxist. I am interested by all different kinds of viewpoints. I don't know where I stand anymore. Okay, that's why I'm learning.
Between producers. As products and production become more concentrated, communication is monopolized by system managers. The triumph of this separation-based system proletarianizes the
It's
whole
the
world,
name of the
making genuine
title!
connection increasingly rare.
The
The
name
success
of
of
the
separate
title.
production, life is increasingly identified with non-working time with inactivity. But this inactivity is not free from productive activity, it's a product of the system. Modern leisure is not liberation from work, but
Curious
submission to
about the
what work has
shape of
produced.
tits
Real activity is
on
channeled
different
into the
pictures.
construction of the spectacle. The reigning economic system is a vicious circle of isolation. Its technologies, from cars to television, reinforce the conditions that create lonely crowds. The spectacle recreates its own
Don't worry, I'll watch something a little more accessible after this. Just calm down.
presuppositions, deepening isolation even as it claims to connect us. The spectacle was born from the world's loss of unity. The abstract nature of labor and production is reflected in the spectacle, which is concrete only in its abstraction.
I love how everyone's shocked, like as if I didn't literally fucking name the episode The Society of the Spectacle.
Spectators are linked only by their one-way relationship.
If you want to see depravity, derangement, and like weird, deranged incest, there are other channels that I'm sure are live because I'm live, and that's how they roll.
To the spectacle, reunited only in their separateness. The more the spectator contemplates, the less they live. The more they identify with dominant images, the less they understand their own desires. Gestures and actions are no longer their own, but those of someone else. The spectacle's estrangement leaves individuals feeling at home nowhere because the spectacle is everywhere. Workers do not produce themselves, but a power independent of themselves. The abundance they generate is experienced as dispossession. As alienated products accumulate, all time and space become foreign. The spectacle is the map of this new world displaying the forces that have escaped us. The spectacle's social function is the concrete manufacture of alienation. Economic expansion is primarily the expansion of this sector. Alienation grows alongside the economy. The more society develops, the more alienated it becomes, as the spectacle was at its origin. People produce every detail of their world with increasing power, yet find themselves more separated from it. The closer life comes to being their own creation, the more they are excluded from it. The spectacle is capital accumulated to the point that it becomes images. Debord connects the spectacle to the commodity. The spectacle incorporates all aspects of human activity, turning living values into abstract values. The commodity once trivial.
I'm so sorry that apparently I've cultivated an audience of lovely individuals, and I do care about everyone. Maybe this is more like, I don't know. Like, what do you want? You want something to tell me? I don't fucking know.
You got it, brother. I got a fart in my butt. I got a fart.
What
Listen
do
up.
you want?
I got a fart
I'm so
in my
sorry.
butt. I got a fart. Listen up. Oh, I got a fart in my butt. Started off with some cheese pizza. Then I ate wings and some 7-Up. Now I'm sitting here with bubbles in my.
Are you happy now? Tyler. What do you mean I gotta do the work? What do you mean I have to listen to your every whim, you little chat dictator, for no reason? God. I'm sorry. I know that was too out there. It was hard to comprehend. So here is a cartoon of a man bending over, releasing a fart. You're welcome. Jesus Christ. Just want to say I hate everyone.
Sheer joy, and we all got to watch it and share in it.
I did. You just don't like it. You just don't like the topics because you're literally 1 IQ. Your IQ is 1. Right? Yes, this is our new girlfriend. Yes, I love it. I'm about it. Wait, it's about the society of the spectacle, which is in reference to the spectacle. Society of the Spectacle. It's a book about how people become so removed from their labor in society and the images in society that are supposed to represent something meaningful that gets lost along the way. And yeah, sorry, that was like the worst explanation ever. You're right. I'm a fucking idiot. But I mean, I think it does communicate something useful because I do think that people feel entirely alienated when you do like one specific activity over and over and over every day, and your only mode of pleasure is to turn off your brain and fantasize. I think that's a kind of interesting conundrum. Okay, if you can't apply that to your life or whatever, I'm so sorry. Okay, we're gonna watch our new goth mommy fly across the skating rink. I don't know what else you want from me. Oh, I mean, I did just summarize my perception of it. I mean, I haven't read it since I was a teenager when I was a Marxist. I'm sorry, are we in a debate? What would the straw man even be? That doesn't even make sense on any level. What, the straw man is the images? I don't get it. That doesn't even. All right, I'm getting head out here. I hate you guys. You know we do this. I'm not gonna do this. I hate you. I hate you. All right, I don't care about this. I hate this. Great show. Bye. Bye. I'm ending it impulsively. Bye.